Hey, Coach Jack Daniels with the Boxing Trainers Channel, and back at y'all, pop a collar on that, with another one. So, the WBC and Mauricio Salamunian close announced today that Devin the Dream Haney had a certain amount of time to do a deal with Santine Martin for the WBC Junior Welterweight Championship of the World. For whatever reason, unbeknown to this pundit, WBC seems to be in a hurry to either strip Devin Haney of those belts or make him continue to deserve it. That being said, the question remains at this juncture is, especially after the fiasco that Ryan Garcia took not only Devin but the Haney family through in that fiasco with the PEDs, the antics, and a variety of other things that had that fight in jeopardy. Or Ryan Garcia led the world to believe that the fight was in jeopardy all the time while the promotion led up to the fight. Ryan Garcia deceived, lied, tricked, and cheated for the sole purpose of defeating Devin the Dream Haney. I didn't mention the most horrific thing of all, the PEDs. I wanted to let that be the last thing that I brought to the table because it was the most serious thing and the most potentially damaging thing to the sport, not only to the sport, but to Devin the Dream Haney. And let the record reflect that through my travels of late, especially after the fight transpired, I have had a lot of really out of sorts comments in regards to the people's belief that Ryan Garcia wasn't a cheater. He didn't intentionally take PEDs, and uh, Devin the Dream Haney is receiving the karma due him based on the fact that the alleged things that Devin Haney did to boxing, weight bullying, was the main principle that was said to me in these comments about Devin Haney. Now, I responded with a assortment of what I thought was intelligent rebuttals. Right? There is nothing on the record, in the record, to reflect that Devin the Dream Haney cheated anybody. And I stand on the fact that I don't know of any occasion that Devin the Dream Haney cheated. And if in the event there is somebody in the chat or otherwise that says that he did, hey, I'm open for that conversation. I am definitely open for that conversation. But I just don't think that there is enough people out there with the courage to bring forth such a hellacious lie. It's not enough that Ryan Garcia and Ryan Garcia's family put Devin Haney and his family through all the nonsense associated with their son Ryan Garcia. This is one of the most hateful situations that I've ever been in as a caster, as a representative of the sport, as a pundit, as a journalist. This is one of the most heinous dispositions I've ever been in. And it bothers me to no degree because people continue to cling to the lies and the deception of Ryan Garcia. Now, why they do that, I have absolutely unequivocally no idea why they do that. Other than the fact that there are many people out there in the world that are just haters of Devin Haney and his family. I mean, it is really overboard to think that people can hate people like they hate the Haneys for no apparent reason whatsoever. If you ask these people, if you ask these fanboys why it is that they hate the Haneys, I've done this so I can easily speak to the validity of what I'm saying, right? Not one of them can give you a legitimate answer as to why they hate Devin Haney. That being said, I have to take the inferences associated with the allegations and connect them together, and I have come up with the conclusion, as I have said on numerous occasions, that these people are race baiters. And I'm not going to even go off into that because I'm sick and tired of talking about the same thing. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired of talking about the racism. But the fact of the matter is that it is a daily occurrence that we have to go through in this world that we live in, because people in their negative thought process believe that the color of their skin makes them superior to the next man that doesn't have that same pigmentation. Now, that is a sad conclusion, but it's a fact. And I personally am just so outraged with the fact that this has been going on for over 400 years, especially when it comes to the black man. Need I say more when it comes to the person who has been oppressing the black man for over 400 years? I'm not going to go off into picking and choosing who and this and that, because y'all already know. With that said, what are we going to do about trying to heal the people that believe without a doubt that they're right and we are wrong? Sad is not sad enough that people really think that they have a desire or the inclination to believe, because their skin pigmentation is not the same as mine. It's not the same as mine, that they're better. Anyway, I'm not going to do that tonight. I wanted to talk about Devin the Dream Haney. But how can you actually talk about Devin and Haney when his halo of hate is constantly sticking you in the ribs? But that's okay. I ain't got a problem with it no more. That's on them. You know what I'm saying? That's on them that continue to create these false narratives about the color of a person's skin. That's on them. So let me get off into Devin the Dream Haney and what I think is next for the Dream. So, like I said, Horacio Suleiman, the WBCA president, has said that Devin the Dream Haney must come up with a date to put on his next fight, or the WBC will take that belt. I just don't get that. I mean, it just seems like certain boxers have to be put in a position where they have to do things that other boxers don't have to do. Say, for instance, and it's not a hypothetical, it's actually a fact. Saul Canelo Alvarez has been, I don't want to use the term ducking, but Saul Canelo Alvarez has had David Benavidez as a mandatory forever. And he is bold enough to say that he does what he wants to do, because he earned the right to be in a position where he can do what he wants to do. And the WBC and no other sanctioning body is going to tell him what to do. And actually, if you think about it, that is a fact. Saul Canelo Alvarez does exactly what Saul Canelo Alvarez wants to do. But now, spin that to Devin the Dream Haney, and let Devin Haney say, I can do what I want to. You think that'll work? Absolutely not. They'll strip Devin Haney just like they stripped Bud Crawford, just like they stripped uh, the Charlotte Twins. It doesn't matter. If they think that they need that belt back, and you're not prepared to defend the integrity of that belt, they're taking that belt. So, and that goes to another promising issue that I've been so eloquently laying before the people, and that is boxing is not going to ever get better. It's going to only get worse until we push for legislation. Boxing, in my highly educated opinion, needs to be legislated, right? There needs to be laws to govern the disposition of the boxing scheme of things, in my opinion, right? I mean, this has gone on too long and too uh, it has been gone too long and unchecked for far too long. We need to have legislation in boxing. And I said that when I first opened up this podcast, and I'm gonna say it until the 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 the, the people in the world decide that enough is enough. This is unfair practice. One a boxer is allowed to do what he wants to do, and another isn't. That is not fair, people. It's not fair. But getting back to what I think the next step for Devin Dream Haney is, I think that contrary to the chatter that Devin Dream Haney is possibly damaged because of the fight with Ryan Garcia and the damage that he suffered as a result of that fight, right? They don't. The chatter is that Devin Haney might be damaged good, but let me say, in all honesty, what I feel. I believe that Devin the Dream Haney is a warrior. I believe that Devin the Dream Haney will defend his belts, contrary to the fact that he's being pushed to do so. Devin the Dream Haney is the type of warrior that turns down no fights. Somebody in the chat, tell me one fight that Devin Haney has uh, said that he didn't want to take. One fight. One. Devin Haney is not a ducker. Devin Haney is a warrior. So I said that to say, I think the next fight would be Sandor Martin because Devin the Dream Haney, or excuse me, Sandor Martin is Devin the Dream Haney's mandatory. And knowing Devin the Dream Haney and his spirit as I do, Devin the Dream Haney will take that fight. There's no such thing as damaged good when it comes to Devin Haney. That's not in his genes, in his thought process to be a quitter. That being said, hit the subscription button, hit the like button, share my video with your friends and relatives, and tell me what you think about all the hatred that's going on behind Devin the Dream Haney. With that, peace out, y'all.